Good evening, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. I hope you guys are doing well this evening. I wanted to catch up. I went through a lot, not all of them, but I went through a lot of the great comments and the suggestions of topics you guys gave me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I have a bunch of new ones that will kind of add to the list as we go through. And so I'll give a bunch of shout outs as well, but I wanted to kind of give you some ideas of things we're going to do. Clothes don't make the man. Leo had a great comment. Nietzsche, a great I think Eduardo actually sent that to me. So thank you, Eduardo, for great stuff on Nietzsche. We'll talk about that a little bit. Great Informational Channel gave us a great one with ripe avocado. So we'll do all those things as we go through. We have a lot of different ones as we go through. And Newton and a lot of the inventors and semen retention will do that as well. Some shout outs, Leo, thank you. I want to apologize to LuapC. I sorry I mispronounced your name, my friend, but I wanted to get that corrected, and so we did that. Let me see if anybody else before. Dr. Von Life's Investing, keep working out, my friend. Great job. Continue doing a great job you're doing. Alan, the book is called The Fountain of Youth, and I think I've talked about it a few times. I'll try to do another one on it pretty soon. And let me see if anybody else. MBZ, talking about everyone is depleted. I agree with that. I think a lot of people are depleted. They're losing energy. They're doing all the wrong things because we've been just kind of brainwashed in society, and so we have to kind of take a step back. Eduardo Nietzsche, thank you for that great comment. We'll talk about that at a later time. Jammy09, thank you for a great comment. I'm glad that the Fountain of Youth thing is working, and I look a little bit younger than 61, so that's good. That's good. And the same thing with Indigo Sage. Thank you so much. Certified Finest, talking about me screaming too much. He's probably right. I get too excited at times, but I can tell you it's all natural type of stuff. I enjoy what I'm talking about. I enjoy talking about this. And this is just a passion of mine now because it's made a big difference in my life. And I hope you guys are experiencing the same thing as well. And Herman, I'm not going to tell you what state. I'm not going to tell you guys yet. One day I will. But I'm in the Midwest. I can tell you that much. So, Herman, you keep asking, my friend. I'm going to tell you one day. Okay, guys. So, topic for today. Bad luck and semen retention. All right, let me tell you. We all go through situations. Now, this is my opinion. We all go through situations where we have streaks of good things happen and streaks of bad things happen. I think certainly one of the mottos I always go by is my communication with God. I said, God, what's the problem, God? If you're not giving me problems, then you're not communicating with me. And I always say that. And I think that that's the key thing. If you have no problems, God's not challenging you. God's not presenting things. Now, sometimes you can look at that as having bad luck, and sometimes you can look at that as being a challenge. And I think one thing it's how you look at that. So perspective is an important thing. I think it was, and Napoleon Hill said in his book, and Think and Grow Rich, he said, every failure is a seed for another success. And so I think as you look at this, that's a key thing to look at. How you look at things that don't go well is important. And so we talk about bad luck. The first thing I want to kind of talk about is the fact that I don't look at anything as bad luck. Things sometimes go the way that God wants you to go. He's given you a direction. And we may not always want to follow that. So in our minds, it might be bad luck. But I've come to my opinion is basically there is no good or bad luck. Things happen to you. It's how you react to it that makes a difference. Now, do things go always the way you want? Like today, my son had a problem with his car. I had my doorknob off of my house. One of my relatives sitting there just pulled it off. It's on the cats, all kinds of stuff going on in the house, all kinds of things that I got to fix all the time. So today was not the best day. But however, my friends, whatever. The way I handled it is a lot different than the way I used to handle it. And I think this goes back to the topic I want to talk about in this episode. And that's the fact that you look at life differently because you're on retention. I fully believe that. I believe you look at life in a way where you're not as anxious anymore. You're not as fearful of things. You can handle things, right? When you look at a warrior figures things out. They problem solve. And so you're going to have lots of problems. Look at warriors, if you're not doing something with your life, you're not going to have problems. You're going to be an easy street, but you're not going to do anything. You're not going to accomplish anything. You'll be sitting in front of a TV set doing what, who knows, and once again go back in bad temptations, of course, right? But the thing is that if you're doing something, you're always going to run into stumbling blocks to achieve your goal. It's impossible, in my book, to really achieve a goal unless you have some obstacles you're overcoming. If it becomes easy, it's not worthwhile in my book. So therefore, problems are something that just needs to be solved. It's the problem solved. And therefore, you have to look at how you handle the adversity, how you handle the downside, how you handle the blocks, the obstacles, trying to get to things. I worked on my doctorate. It took 10 years to work on my doctorate. But I learned persistence. I learned dedication. I learned to keep going no matter what was the cost. When I played football, they'd have to drag me off the field. I wasn't the biggest guy, but I tried to have the biggest heart. And the heart keeps you going, warriors. And that's what keeps you motivated. I think it was a great comment we had here the other day, and one of the things I saw today, and I'm going to do a special video on it, but talk about motivation. I think it was a comment that, and I try to find it here, but I don't know, maybe I won't be able to find it. It was talked about Zig Ziglar's motivation. I think someone gave me, and I appreciate that. They're talking about the fact that Zig Ziglar said, maybe it was Optical Man that said to me. Anyway, it was a great comment from Zig Ziglar saying that motivation has to be learned every day. Because just like taking a bath, we take a bath every day, motivation leaves us. We have to keep the same habits. We got to keep the same habits. We got to keep being able to try to keep motivated and keep us in a way where we're going to keep going ahead and going forward and keep going forward. So I think that when it comes to it, it wasn't information. It wasn't Optical Man. It was Make $750 per day. So thank you, Make $750 per day, for the great comment on Zig Ziglar. We're going to go back and talk about that one in a special one. But motivation, just like taking a bath, you got to keep doing and doing and doing. So when it comes back to bad luck, in my mind, the bad luck is not present when you got semen retention because of the way you handle the situation. You can call it a misfortune, but that to me is negative thinking. A warrior does not behave in negative ways. A warrior to me is a problem-solving person. You got something in front of you, you try to solve it. Whatever obstacles it means, you have a goal. So the warrior has a goal. The warrior then knows the obstacles, whatever battle they have to fight, whoever they have to overcome. I don't care if it's David and Goliath. I don't care who is the person you're going against. It could be a 7-foot, 8-foot person. But the point is, you know where the goal is. And now you try to overcome it by every obstacle. Like a puzzle, you're figuring out the weaknesses of the obstacles ahead of you. And you're moving ahead. I don't care if it's a degree. I don't care if it's a championship in football, which I won in high school and college. All those type of things are important in achieving that goal. And goal setting, my friends, we talked about before, is very crucial. Because as you set your goals, now you know the obstacles they're going to face to get those done. So bad luck can occur if you look at it from a perspective of being bad luck. I look at a perspective of saying everything in front of you is just an obstacle for you to get the final goal, the outcome. Are you going to have things that don't go your way? Yes, I had a lot of them today. But the way you handle it is a huge difference when you're on retention. Because now you have all your powers. And yes, you're going to have a little stress. Yes, those powers are going to be hit a few times. That evil one's going to try to come at you with temptation or with stress, whatever it might be. But I fully believe if a person has a lot of their power and they're nearly at 100%, it is much easier to deal with these situations. And therefore, in my mind, you're not going to have what they call bad luck. You're just going to have an obstacle to overcome. And now I changed my thinking from many years ago because I used to have a lot of issues, depression, anxiety, fear, all kinds of stuff, insecurities. But a lot of that was when I was not on retention, my friends. And the difference I have now, I have never felt so confident, so much in charge of myself, so I can choose how to react to something. You choose that. You're choosing it. That's the choice you have. And you can either choose by saying, oh, woe is me, like a lot of the simps out there do. Woe is me, bad luck time again. I got rejected again, Or you could say, look, it's their loss, the job's lost, the woman's lost, whatever it might be. I'm moving ahead. I'm going on to the next goal. And whoever is there to help me, great. If they're not helping me, then they better get out of the way because I'm moving ahead. So you got to have the mentality in which you're achieving goals. And if you're achieving goals, you're going to get blocks, you're going to get obstacles, things are going to come in your way. And you can call that bad luck if you want. I wouldn't call it bad luck. I would call it opportunity. Opportunity comes when you least expect it. And it may come as a block. To overcome it gets you to the next level and gets you to that goal. All right, my friends, so good topic. I saw a few people mention this, and I wanted to kind of at least give you my opinion on it after all these years. I did once believe in bad luck. I don't anymore. I believe that it's an opportunity. You have to look at it a different way. All right, God bless you guys. Have a great day. And I'm going to kind of look at what is certified tell me here. All right, I'm not going to scream, guys, but I'm going to say, battle on, my friends. Battle on.